All right, guys, Brad Pickett here, and this is our 5-part series on 5 mistakes to avoid if you want to hit your personal goals. Super important. This is mistake number 3, and what this one is called misunderstanding responsibility. So, huge subject here. Most people think of responsibility in this day and age as I am responsible in terms of blame or it's my fault. And that's kind of true, but that makes people kind of shy away from responsibility. Like, hey, it ain't my problem. They see a piece of garbage on the floor, they walk by, they just leave it on the ground, right? Like in the office or whatever. If you see something and it's in your realm, you need to make it your responsibility. And let me tell you why. What responsibility really is, let's break down the word. It is the ability to respond. So think of the word as ability to respond. So when you say, I'm not responsible, you are basically giving away your power because you're saying that I don't have the ability to respond. So this is showing up in my life and I don't like it, but it's not my fault. I'm not responsible for it. Okay, that's great. You just became at cause. That thing is effect over you because you said you're not responsible for it. If you choose to be responsible for it, that will give you the ability to respond and make the changes that you need to make. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to tell you probably the most important thing in all of these lessons, or one of the very most important things, is responsibility equals power. So the more you expand your responsibility in your life, in your sphere, in your entrepreneurship, in whatever goals you're trying to obtain, the more you expand your responsibility, the more powerful you become. And this isn't really about what anybody else thinks. You're doing this for yourself. You're doing this because when you become responsible for everything in your sphere, let's say that you're working on making $1 million in a year and you're like, well, it's not my fault because this economy sucks or whatever. You become responsible for that and find out what in the economy is actually working. Like every single thing that happens that shows up in your life is your responsibility. And a great quote from Alan Watts is, it's not, the circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him. So what that means is, if you take a look around you, I mean, you look around me right now, I'm actually traveling, I'm in a hotel, but if you take a look around you, your circumstances, the things that are in your view, are a result of what you've done, right? So you need to take full responsibility of everything in your life. Even if you have a partner that rips you off, you chose that partner, or you chose to look the other way when you knew something was wrong, or you didn't follow your instinct. So everything that happens in your life, become responsible for it. And that does away completely with the victim mentality. And if you're in business, nobody wants to deal with a victim, nobody wants to work with a victim. And in society, it's the same way. It's a disease that is occurring in our younger generations right now, that victim mentality. It's like they're in a race to see who can be the biggest victim. And what happens is it's ultimately just going to make them extremely unhappy because they do not have responsibility in their life. So take responsibility for everything that shows up. Take responsibility for your failures. Don't blame it on other people. Even if you can make a great case that, oh, the reason that didn't work is because so-and-so did this. Well, then why was so-and-so involved? Why were you making your success based on so-and-so, right? Always figure out a way to take responsibility. And what that does is it allows you to become effect instead of being, it allows you to become cause over the situation instead of being at effect. And that is huge. No responsibility means you're at effect, like stuff just hits you, like I can't do anything about this. Being in full responsibilities means I am cause. I am the one that causes things. I am the one that creates my own environment. I create my own outcomes. I create my own future. And guys, that is the truth. And the quicker you learn that, the quicker you learn to be responsible, the more powerful you become.